Hello everyone, I want you to ask this question every day. This is marriage devotion number 31, and that is the title of the devotion, Ask This Question Every Day. Thank you so much for jumping on this video. I am Rick Thomas. We're helping people live effective lives. This is day 31 of the 31-day marriage devotional. Is titled, Ask This Question Every Day. Did you know your spouse is two parts, body and soul? Every person is a dichotomy, organic, non-organic, or you could say physical and spiritual. And though these two parts do interrelate to each other, they do affect each other, there are also clear distinctions between them, which means they require diverse care. And so to do this well, to care for your spouse well, you need to ask a specific question. The title of this devotion, you need to ask the question every day. Before I tell you what that question is, let me share with you the verse for this devotional is Luke 10:27. Quote, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." The body, the physical part of ourselves, the word body is a basket word. And so think of a basket with the label body on it. And inside that basket are all the parts of the body, like your hair, your skin, your lungs, your heart, your blood, your toenails. A healthy body parts, they all work together to permit you to function at optimal levels. And though each part or body part is interrelated, each one also is independent and needs a particular kind of care. The independence of the parts is why you want to be specific when trying to help a hurting person. Let me give you an illustration. Suppose a person has a tummy ache, a stomach ache, and you don't know that they are hurting. And you walk up to your friend who has a stomach ache and you ask them, "How are your ankles doing?" Well, they may think, "My ankles are fine. It's my stomach that is killing me." That's why, though the body works together in an interrelated way, there's also an independence. And so that's why you want to ask the right question. Don't ask about my ankles today, ask about my stomach. The way a typical doctor asks this question, he does it in a general way. He will say, like, "How are you doing today?" He is asking you a broad, non-specific question that releases you to answer that broad question in a specific way. And that's how you respond to him. Now, in that way, talking about the body, let's talk about the soul. The word soul is a basket word as well. Suppose you have a basket here and the label on the basket is soul. And so this basket, soul, houses soul parts. That's why I shared that verse earlier. Love the Lord your God with all your mind, your soul, your spirit, your thoughts. The soul has these many parts like heart, spirit, mind, thoughts, imagination, intentions, will, dreams, emotions, conscience, attitudes, faith, confidence, hope, fears, more. Now, because I'm not God, I do not know the thoughts and intentions of my wife's heart. In Hebrews 4:12, it says the Word of God is sharp, is powerful, sharper than a two-edged sword. It discerns, it helps with the thoughts and intentions of the heart. Those are just two parts in the soul basket. Well, I don't know the thoughts and intentions of my wife's heart on any given day. I cannot have access to that information just by visually looking at her. And that's why when I ask the question, I want to ask her a specific question. The title of this devotion, Ask This Question Every Day. Here is the question that I ask my wife often. The question is, how is your soul today? It's rare for a day or two to go by where I'm not asking her this question. Rather than thinking that I know what is going on inside of her, or even worse, telling her what is going on inside of her, I ask her what is going on inside of her. It's similar to the medical doctor. I intentionally leave the question open-ended, non-specific, and general. How is your soul today? Like the doctor, how are you doing today? Typically, he's asking a physical question, and it allows you to answer the question in a specific way. And so if I want to know what is going on inside of my wife, in her soul, I just ask that question, how is your soul today? And I want her to fill in the blank of my generalized probe. Perhaps she fears today. Okay. Well, then she can say that. That gives me specificity. I need to know that so I can serve her well. And so with the soul question, she knows how to answer it. Now, of course, we have talked about this in detail many years ago, and so she knows exactly what I'm asking. And she could say something like, if she's fearing, she could say something like, I'm struggling taking my thoughts captive, which she has said in the past. Now, when she says that, that's my call to action, to help her to connect the dots with possible other soul parts that may tie to her fears, like thoughts that she said, or dreams, or imagination, or attitude, or even her conscience. When one part of the body is struggling, it will affect other factors too, and it's the same for the soul. By serving your spouse this way, you're not only helping yourself because you are one, but you are helping your spouse avert potential physical issues that can come to surface as they bubble up in her soul. There is an interrelatedness of the soul and the body. Perhaps you want to ask the question the way your doctor does. How are you today? And that's fine. That's a great question, as long as both of you know the intent of the question and your spouse has the freedom to answer the question according to what's happening in their soul. Day number 31, ask this question every day. The way that we do it is, how is your soul today? But you want to make sure that you ask that you make that internal query, and it's open-ended and generalized like that so that your spouse can answer it any way that they want to. Let me ask you a couple of questions. How well do you do soul care with your spouse? Question number 2, what does soul care look like on a day-to-day basis? And then question number 3, do you spend more time caring for one part over the other? Meaning, do you provide comprehensive care to your spouse by understanding all of these component parts of her soul or of his soul? This is a wonderful conversation that I trust that you will have with each other. And I want you to think about how you can be better soul care physicians with each other. And then as you think about that, be sure to enact your thoughts, your plan, how you want to care for each other more effectively. Day number 31, ask this question every day. Thank you so much for watching.